Hi, my name is Stephen Aberle. I'm playing Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof for Western Canada Theatre. We're going to be opening at the Sagebrush Theatre in late March. Our first public performance is March 28th and we run until April 13th. So right now, during most of the month of March, we're in rehearsals here at the Pavilion Theatre and having a great time. This is the fourth time that I've played this role, and one of the things that I love about it is that every time I approach it, there is something new to be found. Of course, every time it's working with a different group of people, a different director, different musical director, different choreographer, and they have their own vision of how they want the play to go. So that informs everything that everybody is doing on the stage and informs the character is going to change a little bit in that context every time. But also, just from growing older, growing up a little bit more, there's always new information in my own life that tells me something new about the character. When I play this role, like any role, what I want to do before I start working, and also in my spare time during rehearsals, is research as much as I can about who these characters are, what they're doing, why they're doing, what's the historical context. So all of us in the show are reading a lot of stuff about Russia in 1905. There was a 1905 revolution that led up to the revolution. All of that history, what was happening to Jewish people living in the Ukraine at that time, and especially reading the stories that this play is based on, the wonderful stories by a great writer named Sholem Aleichem. And if you who are hearing this are interested in finding out more about the background of Fiddler on the Roof, they are wonderful stories. I really, really recommend reading them. I expect you can probably get them from the library. And every time I read them, I find something new that I hadn't thought of before. So that's a really exciting part about preparing for this show. I think one of the things that young people might enjoy about it, apart from the fact that it is a great piece of theater, is that a lot of it is about the struggle between the older generation, gray-bearded people like me, and the younger generation who want to change things and want to do things their own way. The struggle in this play is between the father, Tevye, and his daughters, and especially about who his daughters want to marry. In the days when this play was set, parents decided who their children were going to marry. And right around this time, young people began to challenge those decisions. So Tevye has 5 daughters, and 3 of those daughters challenge their father by who they want to marry. And it's a big challenge. It takes a lot of courage for them to make that challenge, and it takes a lot for Tevye and all of the other people in the play to figure out how to respond to those challenges. There are also quite a number of young people in this production. We have a young people's chorus of 10 people, and we just finished rehearsing the dream sequence with them, and they have some great zombie acting that they get to do in that, and they have wonderful performances that they get to do throughout the show. They really add a wonderful element to what we're doing. The show is a very exciting and rewarding thing. One of the challenges especially about a show like this, because it's musical theater, there's music, there's a lot of comedy. I think that the key to meeting the challenge of this show is to find the honesty, the simple, honest human choices that make the play make sense, so that it's not all razzmatazz stuff, but that there's a very deep human core to it, in amongst all of the fun and all of the beautiful music. And the most rewarding part, wow, the whole show. This is one of the great plays of the English language. I put it up there with King Lear, with the greatest stuff ever written for the theater in English. It's one of the great classics, and it's stood the test of time. It's been around for almost 60 years, and it's still just as relevant as it was before.